Hi, everybody. Let's get started today in a cross-legged seated position with your right shin in front. And you can sit up on a blanket or even two blankets if you like more support. And the shins can cross like in the middle, or they can come into another position, just making sure that you have contact on the earth of both sitting bones. You can rock from side to side and just really feel that settling down. And when you find that central point, just close the eyes and let yourself sit. Letting the body come to stillness and find the central line of the spine lifting up from the ground. Sensing that in your mind. Feeling the breath deepening. Take a minute and just blink the eyes open. Let them be restful as they open. Drop the chin down to the chest, letting the gaze fall with the head's movement. Take a couple breaths here and just feel the breath lifting into the chest. Gentle stretch through the back of the neck and feel the shoulder blades falling down the back evenly here. And then keeping the evenness, inhale, lift the head up until you find that central axis where the crown of the head lifts effortlessly. Then close the eyes again and come back to the breathing. Bring both hands to your knees. And inhale, take the chest over to the right and then forward. And exhale to the left and back. And just starting to roll out. And notice where you begin, range of motion wise. Maybe you take small circles. Maybe you take big circles. Maybe the circles originate more in the hips or the shoulders or in the center of the body or the chest. And as you continue to roll the spine in these circles, just really become aware of the sensation within the body, these really subtle sensations that you only notice when you repeat things for a little while. And just keeping the movement really fluid and easy. So not necessarily looking for our biggest stretch, our biggest circles, but rather finding the circles that really serve the fluidity of the breath. And the pace that your body wants to move at. So I may be going faster than you or slower than you. My circles may be deeper or less deep than yours. It doesn't really matter what it looks like. It's not about the image as much as it is about finding the line of energy, as one of my favorite teachers, Annie Carpenter, says. And then inhale, find the center. Find stillness. Close the eyes. Keeping this line of energy arranged. The breath flowing up and down from the crown to the ground. Use an inhale to lift the arms up overhead. Feel the fingertips reach up and then plug the shoulder blades down, feeling the sides of the neck get free. You can move the head from side to side. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back through center. And exhale, twist to the left. And keep flowing with the breath. So inhale, the hands come to the sky. And exhale, the hands come down as you twist to the right. And vice versa, just keeping it with the breath. And feeling like when you're bringing the hands down, that you're really encountering a little bit of resistance from the air. So the movement through the arms is intentional and engaged. And not being concerned with how deep the twist is. Just trying to find this sensation of lifting up and twisting from side to side. Letting the breath fill the body and empty completely as you move. Inhale, arms reach to the sky. Exhale, let the hands come down to the lap. Feel the body settle. Back to stillness. And then take your right foot out from in front of that left shin and bring it in line with your left hip. And you'll take your strap and you're kind of just gonna put it behind you and keep it close so you can reach both ends of it with each hand. And really make sure that your right foot is wide enough. It might even be a little wider than the hip, and it might be a little bit further away, just to really find the foot grounding down into the earth. So you want to feel all four corners of the foot grounding down. Ideally, I wouldn't have socks on, but to really feel it, but it's cold, so I have socks on. And then you're going to lift your right arm out and reach it in front of your left knee. And just feel that, press the shoulder against the knee, feel the chest opening. Left hand can just rest on the left knee for right now. Just getting a sense of this orientation of the body. And you might stay here. You might just open your left arm up to the sky and kind of extend that. Or if you would like to experiment with a little bit of deeper shoulder opening, you have a really safe space to do that with the strap. So you'll first take your left hand and turn the thumb down to the earth and then your right hand actually. So the right hand extends, wrap the thumb down to the earth and then bend the elbow, bringing the hand behind you and finding the strap with that hand. And then your left hand is stretching up to the sky. Again, turn the thumb down to the earth, bend the elbow, reach down, and you can find the other end of your strap and just start to walk the hands towards each other. And they may be quite far apart, not forgetting about the grounding down through your foot. So finding the grip, finding the shoulders opening, roll that left shoulder blade onto the back and open the chest up a little bit more to the left. And just breathe into the stretch. Inhale, exhale, just release. Extending both legs long in front of you. And you can just let the legs relax. We're just finding a relaxed seat here. Try not to lose that line of energy rising up from the spine so you still have some nice posture. And then let's plant the feet on the earth, bending the knees. Bring your hands behind you, rooting down into the hands. Press down into the feet. Inhale, lift the hips up to the sky, pressing down through the hands and feet. Really feel the chest and the hips lift up as you ground down. You can drop the head back if you'd like, if that feels good for the neck. Holding for another breath. And then exhale, let the hips come down. Come back to a cross-legged position with the left knee and left shin in front. Again, taking the time to really find the central line and just coming to stillness to begin. And getting into our neck a little bit more, reach your fingertips down alongside the hips. Inhale, feel the heart lift. Exhale, let the right ear come down towards the right shoulder. And then you can take your right hand and rest it on top of the head. If that feels good, just let it be like a kind of a weight, not any effort of pulling. And experiment with the angle of the chin. Seeing where it feels good, making sure you still have awareness in that left shoulder to roll it down the back. Really breathing and expanding into this space. Releasing, let the head come up through center. And the right fingertips come down to the earth. And just take a breath or two here to feel the realignment. And then let's go to the second side, dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. Left hand can come on top of the head. Trevor is showing off his new sweater if anyone wants to take a look. But really keeping your attention on the breath, on the body, on the experience of the practice. Notice how different the experiences of this time passing versus, the moments leading up to the practice, the work day. And release the head back to center. Hands come back to the knees. Let's take those soupy rolls in the opposite direction. So inhale, the chest comes to the left and forward. Exhale, chest comes to the right and back. And again, letting this be a really fluid movement today. Expanding the movement to fit the breath. And when you come to a natural inhale, just find the stillness, find the center. Feel the body transition from movement to stillness. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Repeating the same sequence, just going in the opposite direction as we did before. Letting the breath work as a pump here. Feeling the navel pull to the spine as you exhale, twisting from side to side. Making sure that your shoulders stay relaxed as you move. The effort is meshed with ease. Couple more rounds. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, let them fall heavily to the left. Feel the shoulders relax. Come into stillness. And moving into that heart opening twist, we're going to take the left foot now to the outer edge of your left hip. Make sure you have that strap kind of arranged in a grabbable line by your hips, your feet. Reach forward with the left hand, really lean forward, reach forward, and then find the contact of the upper arm and shoulder to the knee. Find the fingertips on the ground and push them against each other to open the heart up. Just first beginning by feeling that extension, and that's really what we're looking for. And notice if your hips are like really hiking up, and that might mean that you'd be more comfortable with a double support, a pillow, more blankets. Just make sure that you can find your foot rooting down, your heart opening. And then deciding where you want to go from here for the next, like, I don't know, 10 breaths or something. So the arm can extend up as you inhale, and you can just feel this big opening. Or you can take it into that bind, turning the thumbs down and bending the elbows, finding the ends of the strap, and walking the hands towards each other to really open up into the posture. Hips are grounded, heart is lifting, breath is flowing. Last couple breaths. And when you're ready, just release. Extend the legs out long. Finding the Dandasana stack pose. Flexing the feet this time, not letting them relax, but pulling the toes back towards the body, especially the pinky toe edge. Feeling the legs engage. And your legs can be as wide as you like. Actually, this might feel really good for me to have a wide-legged one. And you'll just walk the hands forward on an exhale, folding from the hips, keeping the feet and the legs active as you come down into sort of your comfortable edge of the pose. So when you begin to feel a deeper stretch. And let the gaze come down to the earth. If you're somebody that likes to have their head supported and has blocks nearby, then you can support your head here. Letting the attention come very inward. And starting to relax. Now that you've established this nice structure for yourself, you can soften into the structure. As you have a better sense of the boundaries that you're dealing with. Just a few more breaths to really fall into ease wherever you are. In whatever small way that might be, just even closing the eyes. Does it feel nice? And then walk the hands back in towards the body as you're ready. Let's get a little bit of hip opening. Bringing the soles of the feet together. Knees fall out to either side. Really seeing how much we can do from one main position today. Don't worry, we'll move on to our backs shortly. Inhale with your hands on the ankles. Find your heart lifting and your shoulders moving down the back. And notice if you want to have the heels further away from you, closer to you. You can always adjust as we come into another fold. Once you find an exhale, hinging from the hips and folding in. In this posture, you can really choose your own adventure. You can round the spine, you can lengthen the spine, and you can, of course, kind of choose your own adventure in any posture. It's just will give you slightly different effects. I like to walk my hands out in front of me and come down to my forearms. Just letting the knees melt open to the sides, feeling the groins open, feeling the lower back expand. Release. Inhale, coming out of the posture, and come down onto our backs as promised, but let's get a little heart opening in the mix. I'm going to take both of my blankets and stack them on top of each other, so as to have a little bit of a higher support to unfurl my spine down onto, backing my hips up to the edge of that support, and then just rolling down from there, making sure that the hips stay grounded. And it's probably nice to have a support under your head here. So if the blankets aren't really allowing you enough space to do that, take a minute and grab some pillows, grab a block, find something to support the back of the head. And you may even want to have the back of the head higher. And you might find that the 2 blankets is too much of a support and you just kind of want one for a gentler version of the heart opener. That's nice too. And your knees can be bent and the soles can be planted on the earth. For me, that feels really nice. I'm actually going to walk my feet out wider and let the knees fall in to continue to get a nice release through the lower back. As we rest here, feel the shoulders get heavy, the heart open, front of the body really soften here. And you might notice that we're moving more deeply into stillness now, getting away from those flowing movements that we used to open the energy in the heart and the shoulders, the hips. Now we're settling down. And you may become more aware of the actions of the mind. And just observe that. And let the thoughts that come and go. Noticing that if you don't become attached to the demands that the mind likes to bring up in these moments, that eventually they will just sort of drift away like clouds. Allowing the body to really move towards surrender. We'll be here for another couple of minutes. You might want to change the position of the legs. You can extend them out long, like Shavasana. You could find a Supta Baddha Konasana if you like that butterfly position from earlier with the soles of the feet together and the knees falling open wide. That might be nice. Again, another opportunity to really support yourself. Blocks under the knees, blanket under the knees. Noticing how now there's a liquid sensation quality to the breath itself. And from here, let's gently just come up enough to move our blankets from that orientation to a horizontal orientation. We're going to use them for a supported bridge position. So I definitely like to have both here. And you can anticipate that if you want a deeper inversion, you can go into legs at the wall. So if you really like that variation, just come directly there. Lying back so your sacrum is supported by the blankets firmly, and take them enough time to really find that support. And the alignment of the spine and the soles of the feet plant down. And you might just remain here. The arms can be down by the side. You could lift the arms up. That kind of gets a nice quality of apana or downward flowing going, which is sort of the whole point of these inversions. To let it go, to let it flow. Again, if you decide that you'd like to go deeper into an inversion, you can lift the legs up, just letting them come up towards the sky. You can find a wall space and let them be supported by the earth. I think I'm going to keep my feet grounded today. Imagine the breath washing the body. Relieving the body. And before we move into a final resting position, I do want to take one last twist. You can keep your hips supported by the bolsters or your blanket if that sounds good. It's a little less intense if you remove the blankets and just have your hips on the ground, but it's totally up to you. And what you'll do is just when you're ready, the knees will come in towards the chest. Inhale in the center. And then exhale, let the knees fall over to, I'm going to start with the right side just for the simplicity's sake. And the left arm extends. And I have it as like a goalpost cactus shaped arm, elbow bent, fingers pointing up towards the sky. And I have my right hand just resting on my solar plexus. Allow the knees to be heavy. And again, don't really worry so much about what the posture looks like as much as what it feels like. So it should feel like a delicious opening through the entire left side of the body. At least I hope it feels as good for you as it does for me. Just really breathing into that left lower back. Inhale the knees up through center. Exhale here. Take another breath in, preparing for the twist to the second side, letting the knees fall. And you might need to kind of rearrange yourself so the hips stay supported. If you're on the prop. Allowing the pose to bring release and relief, freedom. When you're ready, the knees will come back up through center. And from here, we'll transition into the final resting posture, whether that's Shavasana, which sounds great, or a seated meditation position, which also sounds great. Making yourself really comfortable and using the blankets as they were intended for warmth. This whole practice this evening has been tailored really towards creating a sense of warm groundedness to combat the cold, wintry winds knocking at our doors. So in this, which is really the peak of our practice, this rest, allowing ourselves to continue cultivate this grounded stillness, comfort. We'll be here for 10 minutes. And I'll let you know when the end of that 10 minutes has come. I'm giving you an ohm. allowing all traces of effort really to melt away. Allowing yourself to really be empty. Bring an end to your rest. And bringing deeper breath into the body to guide yourself back up to a seated position if you're not in a seated position. And if you are in a seated position, just coming back into your space, bringing your hands together at heart center. Just having a few more moments of abiding in stillness here to honor the practice, to recognize the practice, and to reflect our practice. Down forward, namaste. Thank you for joining me.
Very good.